Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Ash, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. This week we're going to talk about my weigh-in and my progress, and we're going to talk about my measurements and all of the ups and downs so far. So stay tuned for some fun. On Saturday, I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 199.2 pounds. And that's a gain this week of 1.2 pounds. However, I've been looking at the bigger picture. The last couple of weeks have been kind of a roller coaster between holidays and everything else, and realistically, I've been maintaining for a couple of weeks, which is fine actually when you think about it. I mean, I'm not going to lose every week probably, most likely, but I've also not been tracking and following my plans as closely as I should have. And at the end of the day, I may be up 1.2 pounds this week. However, looking at what I started this journey again at 207.6, so that's still a total loss this far of 8.4 pounds. So I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's still progress, and when you look at it that way, it kind of changes your perspective a little bit. And not every week is going to go according to plan, not every day is going to go according to plan, and it's really about what you do next that defines you. And one of the things that I like to do is track my progress. So I make a calendar and I hang it on my wall above my desk. And I look at like the overall picture. Sure, would I like to have lost more weight by this point? Sure, absolutely. Am I upset? I really want to say no to this, but a little bit. It's a little disappointing, but at the same time, I'm also trying to work on healthier habits, and that's going to take time. It just is. There's no other way to say that. It's just going to take time. So one of the things that I've really been trying to focus on is looking at other areas of measurement. And so I've really tried to I used to take these measurements more regularly, and this is just kind of a snippet. I first started taking my measurements back in 2017, and when I originally got to my goal, I stopped measuring as often, and then COVID happened, and then I stopped really tracking all of that, which, as I learned, was a bad thing. It led to not focusing on it, which I really need to stay consistent. Consistency is really key. So I started getting back into taking my measurements, and I really want to focus on trying to get them in once a month. I was a little behind on this one, just by a couple of days, which is really fine. I'm not worried about that at all. But some weird things with this month, and this last month I haven't really focused as much on Some weird things with this one is with this last month, I have tried to lose weight, but I've really focused on my workouts a bit more, so I've been lifting a bit heavier, and oddly enough, my measurements changed in some interesting ways. I gained 7/10 of an inch in my shoulders. I lost an inch. I lost 1.3 inches in my chest. To be fair, that one was evident when I needed new bras, why is it that when you lose weight, the first thing to go is your chest? That's really infuriating. I did actually lose 1.7 inches in my waist, which is a little insane to me because I do feel it, but I also don't feel it. My hips, I did lose 7/10 of an inch. My thighs, I lost half an inch in. But here's my favorite part. I gained an inch in my arms, and that kind of tracks because my arms have been like sore for weeks now, and I've really been pushing the workout. So I guess that would kind of explain the measurement changes, but not per se the weight loss. Like, I mean, sure, I've lost 8 pounds since the last time I actually took my measurements, but at the same time, like, I feel stronger, and like I'm getting back into lifting heavier, and I did hit that 100-kilo squat for 2. So clearly my workouts are making some positive body changes, which really makes it easier to accept the fact that the last couple of weeks I haven't lost as much weight as I was hoping, because clearly I'm making body composition changes. So along with photos, I always recommend taking your measurements. The proof is kind of in the pudding per se. So what I'm noticing is that consistency is indeed key. It is the catalyst that really helps propel me through workouts, and kind of helps when my motivation is lacking. And one thing I can say with absolute certainty is I've never skipped a workout in at this point since 2017, and it's clear to me that the part of this journey that I need to work on now is more about my intake rather than my output. I have no trouble getting to my workouts and completing those, but I have trouble staying out of the refrigerator, and that's kind of a necessary component when you are trying to lose weight, or I guess more appropriately body fat, because
at the end of the day, I don't care if I'm 200 pounds if I like the way I look and like the way I feel. And right now, I can say with absolute certainty that I'm not happy with either of those scenarios. So I definitely need to stay on top of what I'm eating, and I need to pay attention and track my intake so that I can stay under my plan and so that I can lose weight alongside gaining strength. Another thing to mention is it's really important. We all have those days that don't go according to plan, and it's really important that you get back on track as soon as possible. Don't wait till Monday. Probably shouldn't even wait till the next day. If you had a bad lunch, you can kind of adjust your dinner plans a little bit and maybe have a salad instead of another serving of whatever would have been heavier. I think that in this next week, I'm really trying to focus on tracking and not waiting until the next day to try again. Just because my lunch didn't go according to plan doesn't mean my dinner can't go better. And I think that will go a long way to making me successful.
Well, thank you guys for coming along for this week's weigh-in and update, and hopefully next week I'll have better news, because this week I'm trying really hard to focus on the healthier behaviors and tracking my food and eating my window, as opposed to just, oh, that sounds great, let's eat that, because that doesn't work. So we will see you next week. Bye.